dog, I gotta get it how I live. Got me excited trying to live life. I can't follow my dog and I ain't got much to give. But maybe for tonight.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Charvon.
Hey, y'all, it's Sappy.
What's up? Hey, Ty here. So today's episode is going to be about reality versus toxicity. I really wanted to talk about this topic because I tend to hear individuals use the term toxic really loosely. I've heard people call someone toxic just because they do something that they don't like.
Because they basic.
Yeah, basic.
I've heard this with friendships, professional relationships, intimate relationships. So the question I pose today, what is toxicity really? Big question mark behind it.
I mean, I think it all just depends on what you're looking at it and what way you're looking at it. So if I look at toxicity in a friendship basis, and if I even look at our relationship and how our relationship started, I have been in plenty of friendships, I put that in air quotes.
Amen to that.
Because they were a lot of places where I was being used and didn't realize it until after the fact. And that's a toxic type of relationship for real. So it really just depends on how you look at it. When coming into this relationship, I feel like we all equally benefit from one another. Like, us as a friend group really works. And if you're looking at it on a friendship level, people don't even realize they're in toxic friendships because they've been in toxic friendships for so long that they think that's how it's supposed to work.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Insecure. No cap.
Okay.
No cap, Molly.
I should have got Molly the most goddamn toxic friend, and she swears she not. Oh, but we not even about it. Man, that's a whole nother episode. But no, I think toxicity, man, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing, but like you said, people aren't aware just because that's how they live their lives. And then they want to look at other people and call them toxic. And it makes me think about, it's a Future meme out there where he's looking into the mirror. And he's like, I ain't toxic. They are. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, sometimes people really got to face themselves and really say to themselves, like, yo, I really am toxic.
I feel like people don't want to, though. Like,
people don't want to tell the truth about themselves.
You never want to tell the truth about yourself. And I feel like it's so easy for you to say someone else is toxic, but then when it comes to yourself, you're like, if someone did the exact same thing you did to them, you're going to be like,
toxic.
dang,
I
can't fuck with this person. I can't believe they would do something like that. Like, I feel like some people, it's so hard for them to self-reflect.
But then that's on the flip side. Some people do the exact same thing that was done to them because that's all they ever been introduced to. So if I've only ever been in toxic friendships, I really don't know how real friendships work. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing because all I know is all my life people have been taking from me. Friendships, relationships, whatever you want to call it, and I have been suffering because of it. But in reality, you're not supposed to suffer. You're supposed to have that give and take relationship that it just doesn't exist sometimes. So
I just feel like, honestly, for myself, I have learned that I have been able to identify what a toxic relationship was in college. Because when I got to college, I found friends that were like, not identical to me, but people that were
similar.
Just very similar, but also like, what's the word? Willing to
change, adapt.
Okay,
adaptable.
You know, are very adaptable. And I've noticed that there's some people that are going to take advantage of you in college, but I also was able to figure out that, okay, I can find the people that aren't like that in that area. I think when I was younger, I was very in denial of it. Because I will say I was that person that I was like, oh, you know, I want this person to be my friend, so I'll do this. And, you know, I'll help you with that. Oh, I'll loan you $20. And then I never get that shit back.
Oh, you only get one chance from me. If I give you some money and you don't give it back, that's telling me everything I need to know. Your credit history with me is now wiped out.
Credit history?
Absolutely.
Nigga got a 500 credit score on it. Nope.
I need that thing above 700.
Right. But I really think, especially in this relationship, we've been friends for so long. So y'all have seen me
Has it
come
really been
through.
that long?
Yes, I
That's
feel like it
crazy.
has. Y'all
How
have
long?
seen me come through relationships, like, and understand how it is when I'm in a relationship. And I think even Tyrone pointed this out. And he said that I put up a guard so
Yes,
not
he
to get people to come into
Sharon
who
put up
I
a
am.
gangster guard. She turned into a hood nigga.
And nah, Siobhan turned into Game of Thrones. She is the North, the entire
The
North,
whole North by itself.
like everybody.
But I mean, that's not. I mean, maybe that's a form of toxicity in itself because I already know I've been, you
But
know,
you've created
wronged.
this. Yeah, you
so I try
created it
not
because
to
of-
be wronged again.
But that's a good point. I think that is a form of toxicity, and I say that because when you try to create new relationships with other individuals,
I don't
because
give
your
them the
guard
same
is
chance.
up, right? You don't give them the same chance. They don't have the same opportunities, and because of that, the probability now diminishes drastically. So that could be a form of toxicity.
Would you consider that your toxic trait?
I have a lot of toxic traits. I'm not gonna lie. That Future meme is not me. I know I'm toxic. I don't care. Like, what
Y'all
you
better
mean?
listen up.
I don't be toxic to other people,
Message!
not to me. Like, I mean, like I said, it's been done to me so many times. Why not have a little fun? Like, you might as well.
I feel like we just talked about that in the last episode. Is you can't bring that negative
Right.
persona.
So how you gonna say
Okay,
having no fun?
but
But
what
what if
we
you got
didn't
the
talk-
one? What if that's the one
That's
for you?
not the one.
But you over here
Ain't none
having
of these
fun.
niggas the one. No,
Oh,
ain't
see?
no the one.
Wow,
There is
Ain't none of
no
these niggas the one.
They
And
ain't.
and she gonna be single her whole damn life.
Yeah, I am.
And it's gonna be
I
because
feel
of
like
that
she
turn.
playing that
Word.
though.
Showed it. Showed it.
If that's what you
and
want.
I do it again. No.
If that's what you want, then so be it.
It is.
I'd be damned if I be alone my whole damn life.
I didn't say I was gonna be alone. I said I was gonna be single.
Alright,
I love
respect.
myself.
There's a
That
difference.
is a
Okay.
big fact.
Welcome to 2020, where there is that is a big ass difference.
Even if I was in a relationship, I've thought about this so many times. Like, I really like being, with myself.
Yeah.
Like, I might have to get that second bedroom and just, hey, yo, you gotta go.
Apparently, I'm gonna do what Dolly Parton does. Apparently, this bitch got 2 houses, and then these niggas
What
just
then?
go. Yeah, well, she got the money to do it.
Yeah, I mean, she knows.
So she just go to his house, they do their little thing, and then she leave, and she in her own spot. And I fuck with
that
it.
girl's in an open relationship with
That's
the
a
real
little
estate
wild.
business. No, she in multiple open relationship, open house, whatever you want to call it. She in that. That's crazy. Because if I got another house, I'm not in a relationship. But I think everybody knows they're toxic at least a little bit. And I know myself enough to say I'm toxic. What's y'all toxic relationship? Y'all toxic traits?
Ooh. This is definitely a self-reflective moment. Sabi, you want to go ahead and answer this?
I don't know if I would consider it a toxic trait. Well, yeah, I would. I'm very forgiving. I'm very forgiving no matter what. And I think that I've let
But
that...
see, is that toxic?
Look, she trying to be nice. Sappy's toxic trait is the fact that she pushes away people for no reason all the time. Like, she literally doesn't have to have a reason behind it. She gonna be like, oh my goodness, I love everybody. Wow, his shoes looked weird.
And
And
you
it
know
wasn't
what,
weird
Sabi?
in a
She's
bad
not
way.
even lying,
But
though.
it was just weird. So I'm never gonna talk to him again.
I'm not even finna say no names.
What?
But I remember Cuz one day.
We all remember
You was
Cuz.
I'm
talking
finna
so
walk out the
positive
door.
about this dude.
I'm gonna walk out the
We
door.
met him. He was cool.
I don't like that.
And then
I don't like that.
out of nowhere,
Sappy can't. I don't like
I
it.
couldn't talk to him no more.
You know what it
Hold
is?
on. I'd be like, why, Sabi? You couldn't even give a legit
You
reason.
did it.
You know what it was? Y'all gonna laugh, but it's energy, man.
I mean,
I don't fuck with energy.
but
Not
you
even-
don't fuck with nobody's energy, Sappy.
Because I'm meant to be by myself for myself.
I'ma at least act like I fuck with somebody's energy.
I can't. I
Exactly.
can't be fake. I can't do it.
Y'all got to be the most independent women on this earth.
What did Beyonce say? All my ladies.
That's not true, because to an extent, I do look for men. Like, it's not like I'm just out here like, nah, I don't need no nigga ever to do nothing for me. But it's like, if I'm sitting there doing something and a nigga decide to open the door, I'm not gonna not let that happen.
Right. I'm not
If a
gonna walk
nigga
away
decides
from
to, do something nice for me, I'm not gonna not let that happen. But I want you to know that I can do this on my own. I don't want you to think I'm just out here, city girling it up, not being able to do what the fuck I'm supposed to do, because I can make it happen regardless.
So Charvon, you don't be city girling it up?
But I city girl it up independently. So what's good? What's poppin'?
You need a trademark that.
I city girl it independently. But nah, so I guess for me, honestly, my toxic trait, and when I really think about it and look back at it, I hate it so much because I don't do it on purpose though. But apparently I have issues with knowing how to talk to people. Apparently my tone does not always match what it is that I'm trying to portray.
You come off strong. I will say that.
And I don't be trying to come off
That's
strong.
That's crazy.
But I really don't try to come off strong. I just try to tell it for what it is. But people be like, yo, you're mad aggressive. And I'm like, I'm not even trying to be aggressive.
They call you aggressive? I thought they would call you an asshole.
No, they call it asshole, aggressive, a dick.
I feel like that's how we became friends. Because Charvon say the same shit about me. And I'm like, I feel like I'm just trying to tell you the truth. And I have
but y'all say the same shit about me too. Because you say that's how
guess what? That's how we became friends. We all some assholes.
I guess so. Trace assholes.
Should that be the new name of the podcast? Trace assholes.
All right, y'all. This is a poll. I don't know what you mean.
If y'all want us to change the name from relatable to debatable versus I done messed the whole name up.
It is what it is.
You know what? Y'all know what I mean. Should we change the name? Yes or no?
Obviously, you'll remember the next one. But yeah, other than that, I mean, just outside of, toxic friendships, there's also toxic relationships. Ooh. And there's different types of relationships in nature and, in real life. So, when we talk about the symbiotic relationships in science and stuff, you got your parasitic relationship. One benefits, one,
just takes
struggles. Struggles. You got your mutualism, or everybody benefits, everybody eats B. It's a good relationship.
We all get in the bag.
And you got your communalism, which one benefits and one doesn't get affected in any way or another. So
the one I really, really wanted to touch on is mutualism. I feel like mutualism is so easy amongst just, a cordial friendship group, not necessarily an intimate relationship. I think,
it's easier.
I think it's easier because you're dealing with people that you're not necessarily interested in on the intimate level. It's just this my man, this my day one right here. I know each other, So it's just naturally it's kind of I'm going to give you a little bit. You're going to give me a little bit. I'm going to look out for you. You look out for me, until one day y'all get into a fight and then he don't jump in. Then it's just all right, nah, we not cool no more. You know what I'm
because
saying?
he ain't had your back.
That's nigga, I mutually disagree with your fight.
Right. So, that's a problem. But so I think it's cool, but I think you more so see, and I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen in those type of friendships, but I think you more so see the parasitic relationships amongst the intimate relationships of either whether it's a dude just trying some coochie, and that's all he want, or if it's shorty trying to get the bag, and that's all she want. She gonna give you all her time. Let's do this. All right, buy me this bag, buy me these shoes, and she get what she wants. So she chilling. But so I think you really see the parasitic relationships in that way, and it's unfortunate. But again, that's not to say you don't see it amongst your friends either, though. I personally wouldn't know. Because the minute I see it, I'm out of there. I'm not having it.
But I think it's also human nature for us to focus on the negative. Yeah. So you could be in a mutual relationship and mutually benefit, but one party is always going to feel like they're being wronged. And that's where the realism versus actual toxicity comes in. Are they actually being toxic? Or do you feel like they're not spending enough time with you, but they spend other things with you, or they do other things with you? They show their love in other ways. And that's when you got to start to get into the love languages and how you guys actually feel about each other and what works for this person may not work for that person.
So we're talking about intimate relationships.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no,
I'm not trying to ask my homie what his love language is.
No, but you said
I
it shows in friendships. But I'm saying in like friendships, it could show too. Like, let's say we're in a mutual friendship, but I'm driving. But okay, I'm driving all the time, and I always drive this place. But yeah, but I always got a place to go to, and you want to party. So what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't be driving nowhere if it weren't for me. Like, what's good? Like,
but no, I have read learning your friend's love language is actually a very big positive.
Yeah.
Like, because it doesn't have to be in an intimate setting, but learning your friend's love languages makes them feel good. Like, they can enjoy that.
Yeah. Okay, so do you know your love language?
Yeah, I know my love language.
What's your love language?
I ain't finna put that out here for everybody to know.
Why?
Let the ladies know. Talk. Hey, Ties on the market.
Nah,
you know
y'all
what
trying
I'm
to make me
saying?
be all vulnerable and stuff and tell people about my feelings.
Okay, what's your love?
Nah.
Oh boy, ain't nobody worried about you.
It's like, nah. So my top 2 love languages are physical touch. I feel like women will say, oh, that's every guy's love language. Whatever the case may be. Physical touch. Damn it. And then the other one is words of affirmation. Words of affirmation is really big for me. You know, maybe it's because I grew up without a dad. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Blaming on my pops.
Damn.
But
Words of affirmation.
you know, it is what it is.
But
I
like,
need that.
Let's say I didn't know that about Tyrone, and let's say he went to go share his, music page, and you not commenting or nothing like that, and you're gonna be like, you my friend.
Yeah.
Like, you supposed to be my friend. We supposed to be buddies. But my love language isn't words of affirmation. So I'm not worried about words of affirmation when you know we friends. So I think it's good to know that, even if you're just on a friendship level. You know what I'm saying?
But thank y'all, because y'all comment on my page every time.
I'm weak. Yep. Comment,
Because
share,
the
like,
music, sorry.
subscribe. You gotta look out for your homies. You gotta look out for everybody.
So, Sharon, what's your love languages?
So I'm a Gemini. I have, multiple sides, so they say.
She
crazy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You on X Games mode? No. But my love language, I do believe in words of affirmation. Physical touch, not so much for me. Just because I don't want niggas touching me all the time. Like, I've been in that situation, and it's really annoying. Like, I don't know. I do like to be touched sometimes, though.
Oh my God.
She get herself a little boo.
I do like to, anyway. Anywho, and then, gift giving. I also like to do things for others. So, like, if I'm really in love with that person or stuff like that, you guys have seen it. I'll cook for niggas. I'll clean. I do all types of shit.
Don't be getting no ideas out there.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, because she cooked for me, bitches. I'm just like...
Cardi B, she ain't even have to do any of that to get a ring. So, I guess I'm on the other spectrum where I got to do all of that and still don't get no ring. That is what it is.
I am weak.
What about you, Sappy? What's your
Mine's, that is not a word. Mine is words of affirmation and acts of service. That is
Yep.
me.
I think this is why we work together, because it's like, yeah, I can see it.
No, that's real. I mean, and now that I think about it, I feel like I did learn something about y'all just now. And then to tie in everything with life and everything that we've done and we've been exposed to from one another
In the past,
it's
able
like
to see it.
Savvy is a creative mind, and so to just do for others and stuff like that, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. Like, I wish I was as creative as Savvy.
Oh,
Y'all finna make me cry.
yo, but you gotta.
But I will say, like, that had to do like a 180, because before I used to do a lot of things for people, and not necessarily that I expected it in return, but it became like it was a job.
Kind of hope.
Not even hope, but it was like people were expecting it, and it became one of those things where it was like I was doing it
and doing it well.
I was doing it and it wasn't benefiting me, or I wasn't feeling good to do it anymore.
It's like you do things once and then they're like, oh, that's cool. Now
So
we
you're
just
gonna
gonna
do it again?
siphon this
Yeah, you're gonna
bitch.
do it
Whatever
again.
she got, take that shit.
They go,
Like,
and that becomes a toxic trait within a relationship.
Exactly.
People just start
And then you
expecting
become
stuff.
And it actually became a positive thing for me when I was doing it for people, and they were actually like, they loved that I did it, and they would also be like
grateful,
you
give you the
know what I'm
words of
saying?
affirmation,
Exactly.
Ask you, give your services to other people.
So that I feel like that was one toxic trait from
business.
other people that I was able to turn into a positive, and that I know that people actually really accepted it. And I feel like that's what made my creativity grow, because I love creating things for people. Like if it's like Secret Santa or something, I don't like going to the store and buying something. I like to learn about that person and make them a creative gift, and people can say, "Oh, Sappy made that for me." I don't know, that made me smile on that shot.
Yeah, I can honestly say that's one thing I learned from the two of y'all, though, having y'all like really close to me. Like when I have a significant other in my life, like I've learned to really pay attention to the things that they like, no matter how small, because when it is a birthday or Valentine's Day or Christmas, or even if you just want to do something thoughtful, to take something that they may have said in a sentence that they didn't even realize you was listening to, and then create a gift around it, and then give it to them and explain to them how the gift came about. And, especially with women love that. It's like, oh my God, he's listening to me. He's really listening.
Yes,
so,
y'all, all we want is for y'all to listen.
I mean, nobody wants to talk without being heard. And I feel like for women, straight women who happen to be in relationships with men, men mansplain a whole lot of shit. And they might say something you literally just said and then try to flip it and explain it to you like you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just did that like 5 times before this episode
Yes.
to this one, y'all. So
Yes, you
I
did.
can't even do nothing but sit over here and just admit my guilt. And I was sitting there like, all right, y'all, whatever.
Yeah,
Trying to act like I ain't do it even though I know I did.
but they'll do it without even noticing. So for you to have a conversation with a man and for him to actually be listening to you is something that you don't get when you walk outside. And, hey, yo, blue shirt. No, I can't take your number. I don't want to talk to you. Oh, well, fuck you too then, bitch. And it's like, damn, you can't even, any of that. Like, when you at work and niggas trying to explain something that you do every day, they trying to tell you about something you do every day. And you're just like, okay. But when you get home and you chilling with your boo, that's not what you want to hear. Like, you want to hear somebody like, yeah, I'll listen to your day. I'll rub your back.
Tell me about that bitch at work.
Yeah. What was she on? I want the tea. Like, what's good? Like,
All right, so check this out, though. So when people do exhibit these toxic traits, quote unquote, it's all about conversation. But nowadays people don't like to converse.
No.
So if I feel like something you're doing is bothering me, or vice versa,
that bitch. Oh.
you gotta speak on it. But people don't want to have conversations to talk about this toxicity and hopefully remove it from whatever relationship that you have going on. So what are y'all thoughts about that?
They don't have to. In this day, they don't have to have those conversations because boys are like buses. Miss one, next 15 one coming. Like,
But is
everybody.
that the best? But is that
It's
really,
not the best
is it-
mentality, but that's the mentality that most people have now.
Well, right, but that's a problem.
Yes.
That is a problem.
That's the toxic trait right
Yes.
there.
Yes,
It
and
is.
we are agreeing with you. However, when the majority thinks one way and the minority thinks another way, it's hard for you to. I'm not saying one man can't change the
See, y'all
world.
should have just let Thanos ride. Because if you would have half the people, y'all would have had some conversations, okay?
Weak. But I just feel like if you, it's hard for you to change multiple people. So it's kind of like you got to ride that wave. It's unfortunate you got to do it, but then, or you got to just find someone that gives you that positive.
But at the same time, if you start a conversation and you want somebody to engage with you and they engage with you, but then you like, oh, this is annoying. I'm not doing this again. And you dip. Then they don't want to engage with people
somebody else,
anymore.
yeah.
Like, people
But I
have
mean-
all been in those types of situations.
I think the art of conversation has been lost. And
Yeah,
what I
yes,
mean by
it
that
has.
is people can have conversations, but people take things so personally. And it's unfortunate. It doesn't mean things may be personal, but you
Yeah.
don't have to take it so personally.
Cancel culture.
I
And
feel like people think the shoe fits too much.
Man,
and it sucks.
or the shoe don't fit and they be trying to force that bitch on.
Right,
Like, bro,
exactly.
like, it's not about you.
Exactly, and I think it's a miscommunication, although you're trying to effectively communicate. And it's crazy because sometimes people can't just sit and hear and just take it in. And like you said, if it applies to you, listen, make the adjustment, and keep it moving. If it don't apply, but see, the sad part is some people will truly think it doesn't apply to them, and it really does.
Yeah.
And that's the part about the self-reflection where people really sit there and take the conversation that's being had with a friend, a girlfriend, a coworker, and really take it to heart and make adjustments. You know,
I think the adjustment part is the part that you're getting, because people don't like change.
People do not.
They don't like change at all. So I could give you some, constructive criticism. You probably won't like it, especially if you're one of those people who do not change. Like, because what are you going to do after that? After I give you that constructive criticism, you're going to go home, realize that you're doing these things, and not change it. Because why?
But I feel like that's out of a toxic relationship. Like, if I'm in a person, like, if I'm in a relationship with a person that I think is toxic, I'm not going to take their constructive criticism, because I'm like, boo, whoever you are. But I feel like for me, if you guys were telling me something, I know personally we do not have a toxic relationship. If y'all were telling me something, I feel like I would take that criticism.
It didn't work for Issa and Molly. I'm just going to say that right now.
no, but I agree with Sabi, because I'm not finna listen to
somebody who's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Like, absolutely.
If somebody not on their shit and they haven't called you out since day one, and they are gonna be like, "Oh, you're toxic." Well, you toxic too, nigga. Like, and we gonna talk about this. It's not gonna be a talk. It's gonna be more of an argument. I could see that.
But and also, people don't talk to listen. They talk to hear themselves.
Man, what?
Yup.
They
You ain't never lied.
They talk to just talk.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I swear I used to be like that. I really did.
Yesterday.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow.
I'm dead.
That's crazy.
Nah, but go ahead.
Nah, like, I'm not going to sit up here and say that it still doesn't happen, because it does at times. But all I do know about me, and one thing about me, is I am very self-reflective, like very. And I'm very critical of myself, and just always trying to figure out ways to make myself better.
And I think, yeah, I do agree with you on that. Go ahead.
No, I mean that's really it. You know, it's not to say that I still don't fall. I still fall short from time to time. But I truly think that when I have conversations, I am trying to listen. But sometimes it does get to a point where I could be fed up, and I guess a toxic trait comes out, and I'm just like, at this point, I don't care about what's being said. I just want to say what I want to say, so that person can understand what it is that I'm trying to say, not to understand what they're trying to say.
But okay, so you know that that's a toxic trait, and you continue to do it.
If I get pushed over the edge, yeah.
Dang.
And it's so unfortunate.
That is very unfortunate.
But that don't happen all the time, though. That's not one of my often toxic traits, even though I don't have that many.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of ways to be toxic, and we're, all in different places in life. But let's talk about professional toxicity.
Oh, my God.
Because I done worked in some work environment.
We done work in the same working environment.
That you just be like, God dang, these people are toxic. But you just be, in my personal opinion, I just try to cool it. Like, I don't do anything extra. I keep a CYA folder. You gotta cover your ass. You gotta cover your ass. Keep a paper trail.
Moment.
All that. But I have seen people try to be toxic and continue to be toxic in workplaces, especially towards African American people if it's a majority white workplace.
Those micro.
Luckily that's not my environment.
My environment now is all African American people, and it's like a crab in a bucket environment. Like, they won't let you succeed. You can't succeed.
Well,
none of that.
absolutely.
That's still toxic.
Well, yeah, you know what? You're right. So even though, I'm not around a bunch of Caucasian people or whatever the case may be, sometimes you do have the crab in the barrel effect. Fortunately, I'm in a position where I don't experience that. But I'm also the type of person I am. Like, I really, I can talk it up with anybody. But I'll go to work and I see good morning.
Yeah.
I'm not always want to have full-fledged conversations. If it's a Monday, hey, how was your weekend? Or what do you got planned this weekend? Have conversation here too. I'm really to myself at work. And to me that's not a bad thing. But I tell people all the time, if you want to come talk to me, we can talk about anything. I'm down. However, I don't necessarily go out of my way to talk to people. And it's not because I dislike people or anything. It's just sometimes, man, I'm just constantly watching my back just to, you know, because you don't always know who you can necessarily trust. Inside the work environment, because there are people who trying to pull you down. Some people just don't want to see you succeed.
Some people just at all. And I feel like some people make it their God-given will to pull you down.
These niggas praying on my downfall. Who said that?
T Grizzly.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. It's so true.
And I would never understand that because I feel like personally
like stores, but yeah, go
what?
No, I mean he prayed on his downfall too.
I feel like personally, if I have nothing to do with you, if what I'm doing in my life has, like, me succeeding has nothing to do with you, why are you trying to bring me down?
Yeah, I don't get it.
What Issa say? I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Like, root for me.
Please.
Root for me. I'll root for you.
And it's the
white person at work.
Thing because
they got privilege. They'll be all right.
Man, sometimes you'll see, like, people, and they say they see themselves in you. They'll be like, oh my gosh, you remind me of me when I was younger. But you're at a different level than they were when they were your age, and they don't like that at all.
Let me tell
you know what, she's too advanced. We're gonna pull her back. Like,
in college, taking it back to the college days, I worked at a specific restaurant. Y'all know exactly which one I'm talking about.
GOLDEN.
I worked at a specific restaurant. No names, ma'am.
Nah, we gotta say that. I'm sorry. Cause Go to Corral got the best rolls though. Them joints be hitting.
Not the butter rolls.
Them joints be hitting.
But I just felt like not a lot, but about 3 or 4 college students worked there, and you could just tell by some of the servers there, they just knew that we weren't there for the entire time. Like, we're going to get our degree, and then we were gonna leave, and you can just tell that it just like.
Cause they mad, they gotta sit there and do that for the rest of their lives. Now y'all about to leave.
I feel like, I'm not saying that I don't know that the world isn't messed up, but I feel like it's an equal opportunity sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you know that someone out there is trying to do better, then you uplift that person. Be like, okay, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to teach you how to do this. But I feel like when I got there, they were just like, leave me to the dogs. Like, nah, it's on me. I ain't worried about you.
Well, I think that's just
a toxic
That's
trait?
not a toxic trait.
Yes,
that's just the food environment. Because, bitch, I'm getting my tips. I don't care.
But no, it had
food environment or not, that's still happening in other environments.
I mean, like, okay, you can't even train nobody. Like, instantly you come in and you got a nasty attitude. You don't even know me. All you heard was, oh, she going to college. Nah, I ain't even gonna fuck with her. Like, I ain't even gonna teach her how to do anything. I'm gonna let her fail. Yeah. Like, why would you do that?
Remember you had to sweep the carpet? Mm-hmm.
Man, you remember. And then they ain't even let me know that I had to buy my own vacuum cleaner. Let me tell you about that. I'm done. I'm over it.
I was so weak. But
ain't even let me borrow their vacuum cleaner. They was like, nah, you gotta use the broom and sweep. I'm like, come on, man.
It really sucks to see, you know, black people putting other black people down. But I don't want to think about it in that instance because I see white people putting white people down all the time. I see Hispanic people putting Hispanic people down all the time. It's not a race thing. It's not really a race thing.
It's a
just
personality thing.
Yeah, it's just a proximity thing.
Definitely a personality thing.
Yeah, but it really sucks because as black people, I feel like we always put this pressure on us to be unified because there's only a certain percentage of us. I think it's like 13% of the population, like things like that. So we put this pressure on ourselves to be unified. Like, stop black on black violence. You know, come together as a people. And it's like, no race has ever come together as a people. So why would we expect that from us? Yeah. And I think that's a toxic relationship with the black community that we put onto ourselves. Like, it's really toxic to say that because it's like, you gonna make this person be your friend because he's black, but you don't know nothing about him.
And
like,
person is
he could murder you.
To you.
Like, bro, like, what? It's really crazy that we do things like that, but it's really...
Is it crazy, though? Because I feel like us as a community, because we've been so disadvantaged, that we're trying so hard to get right within the world.
Yeah, we are trying, but at the same time, were you bullied by white people growing up? Cause, like, just a question. Just got a question.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and bring this podcast to a close. Sharvon, go ahead and give us our tip for the day.
So our tip for today is going to be one about organization. You want to make sure that you can color code anything that you need to be organized or anything that you need to stick out to you. This will make it easier to access, easier to see. And don't forget, you can put the blacks next to the whites.